What's up guys, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and we've got another unboxing. That's 3 in a row, and it's another special product. This is of course the Apple Watch Series 5, and it is the titanium version. This is one of the new materials that we've got this year. I've seen a few unboxings of the aluminium version, but I haven't seen any of the titanium version. So let's go ahead, get this unboxed. We'll have a closer look at the material, and we'll also compare it to my Series 4 aluminium version space gray that we've got here. Right, so we've got Apple Watch logo here, which is kind of cut out. That's quite cool. And nice white plain box. So we'll get rid of the plastic. So here at the back, it does say Series 5 titanium case, and this is the 44mm version. Ooh, fancy. And here up at the front, we have the watch face. I'm assuming it's going to be different for the different versions. Let's open this up. Aha, and there it is. We've got designed by Apple in California. There's some paperwork here, and I've got this gray sport band that's included. But what's quite cool this year is that you've got Apple Watch Studio. So you're going to be able to pick the band that you want straight from the get-go. Traditionally, you'd have to buy one of the default options that were available that came with the watch, and then you'd have to go out and buy the band separately. But now you're going to be able to customize that straight from the start, which is definitely quite cool. It's going to work online as well as in-store. Now we've got the power brick as well as this charger. So it is the proprietary charger again. I would have liked to have seen, the Apple Watch to be able to be charged on any cheap wireless charger like you can do with the iPhone. So just drop it on. Would make things a little bit more convenient, but we've got this one. And here is the watch. Let's take a look at this. Right, so we've got it in this soft material cover, which is protecting it. And here it is. All right, that does look really, really cool. It's kind of like a brushed titanium finish. There is a space black version of the titanium as well, but I'm definitely digging this. Let's take off the screen protector, and then we'll compare it to the aluminum version. So now we've got the Series 4 aluminium version. This is the space gray, and then we've got the titanium. I'm definitely digging that titanium. It's going to be more durable compared to the aluminium as well as the stainless steel, but it's not going to be as heavy as the stainless steel, and it's not going to attract as many fingerprints. And there is a ceramic version available this time too. That is a little bit pricey, but it's going to be even more durable, and it does look quite slick in its white color. Now let's go ahead and set up the Apple Watch Series 5. Right, we're all set up now. That was very straightforward as expected. You just have to follow the instructions, and within a few minutes, you are ready to go. Now let's talk about the new features on the Apple Watch Series 5. So the biggest new feature is the always-on display. You can see that it's on right now, even though I've not raised my wrist or anything like that. Traditionally on Apple Watches, the screen would be off, and then you'd have to wake it by either raising your wrist or by tapping the screen. Now, what that would mean is if you're in a meeting, for example, and you just wanted to have a quick glance, or for whatever other reason where you just want to quickly see what's there without having to do this all the time, now you can do that here on the Apple Watch Series 5, which is definitely a big deal for a lot of people. I think that's going to be a huge thing for me as well. And what's interesting is that all the Apple Watch faces now have a wake as well as an always-on state. So for example, this is the new Meridian watch face. So when I tap it or when I raise my wrist, you can see that I've got a white background. That's of course going to be taking up a lot more battery. But when it is in its always-on state, you'll notice that we now have a black background. It has been dimmed down a little bit, and we no longer have a second hand, which would be refreshing quite a bit. Now this works because we've got an LTPO display which dynamically switches between different refresh rates. So we've got up to 60 Hz and all the way down to 1 Hz. So when it is in its always on state, the Apple Watch is not gonna have to refresh like 60 times. So it can just refresh very occasionally. So you've still got the information that you need at a glance, but it's gonna take up a lot less battery. Now, Apple are saying that you're gonna be getting the same 18 hours battery life as you would have done on the Apple Watch Series 4, despite this always on display. And if that is the case, then that will be quite impressive. Now, you can switch off the always-on display if it's something that you don't want. Maybe you don't want that distraction, then you can switch it off altogether. So what else is new with the Apple Watch Series 5? Well, this time we've got a built-in compass. It also shows you your elevation. So if you've got your maps up on here, then that is going to be quite useful to show you which direction you need to head to without having to take out your phone. And if you are somebody who's active, of course, if you're hiking and things like that, then I'm sure the compass is going to come in a lot of use. And then we've got something that's going to be very useful, I'm sure, and that is international emergency calling. Now, this is only going to be available on the cellular versions. Of course, you are going to need those radios to connect to calling services. But now you are going to be able to do that internationally. So traditionally, it would depend on where you are in terms of your region, because you need additional radios to connect to different networks and things like that. But now I think it's around 150 countries are supported, which is very, very cool. Apart from that, this is of course an Apple Watch, so you've got all of the things that you'll be familiar with, like activity rings. You've also got ECG monitoring, so you can measure your heart rate, and then you can also get an export of that at a later point if you need to show that to your doctor. And we've heard lots of great stories of how the Apple Watch has helped people who maybe suffer from irregular heartbeats and things like that. There's a few new features with the new watchOS update. So you do have the noise app. This is going to measure noise, and it's going to alert you when decibels raise to a point where it is going to affect your hearing. I'm looking forward to trying this out because I do put on music quite loud and my hearing is not the best. You've got the App Store now here on your wrist, so you can install apps directly from your watch. For me personally, I don't really mind just, doing the installation and all of that stuff on my phone itself, but this is here if you want it. So that is the new Apple Watch Series 5. If you've already got the Apple Watch Series 4, then unless you really want those new features such as that always-on display, I don't think this is something that you necessarily need to upgrade to. But if you're on maybe an Apple Watch Series 2 or Series 3, then I do think this is going to be a good upgrade. And of course, if you've never had an Apple Watch before, this is something that you want to start with, then it does start at £399. What do you guys think of the Apple Watch Series 5? Definitely drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then do hit that thumbs up button for me. And if you haven't already and you want to see more content like this, we've got lots more content with the iPhone coming up as well, SuperSaf style, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.